gentlemen, please play well.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Championship Sunday here at Nationals Youth Baseball Academy. Marquez Davila and Josh Alori bringing you the action for today's contest between the defending Jackson Reed Tigers and the visiting St. Albans Bulldogs. This is a rematch of the 2023 DCSSA State Championship, where St. Albans was victorious, but Jackson Reed comes into today as the defending champions. And they're back for Championship Sunday today in the all-whites with the green stripes and green caps, led by second-year head coach Robinson Mateo. He's got his ball club ready. They'll take the field first. Let's set the field for you while we have some time. At first, you've got Hobson, Evan Rosario at short, Jack Loomis at second, Hunt at third, Betancourt in the left, Skelly in center, Riddick and right, Hayes on the mound, and Fernandez is going to be behind the plate.
And you're talking about how it's Championship Sunday. Beautiful weather, a balmy 75 degrees. You can't ask for anything better for our nation's pastime here in the capital.
And here's a look at St. Albans' lineup, led by head coach R.J. Johnson. Leading off will be Ann, followed by Minjack and Upchurch. Kim will be batting cleanup, followed by Gurin, Evans, Miller, Melrose, Young, and Leamer to start this state championship ball game off. St. Albans will be up to bat first, and stepping into the batter's box here moments away will be Ann, number 7, the second baseman for St. Albans. So we'll give you a preview of the field for St. Albans. Kim at first, Ann at shortstop, Gurin at second, Minjack at third, Leamer in left, Evans at center, Miller in right field. On the bump is Upchurch, the future member of the Crimson Tide, and behind the plate is Melrose for head coach R.J. Johnson. Here's a look at the lineup that we'll see. For Jackson Reed, Freeman Hunt leads off. Jackson Loomis batting second. Evan Rosario bats third, and Ethan Rosario is batting cleanup. So Freeman Hunt will get things started here. Stepping into the right batter's box, it'll be the first batter that Upchurch will face. First pitch, going for a bunt is Freeman Hunt.
Interesting strategy by the senior. You don't see that often with no runners on base.
You got to keep them on their toes, and Freeman Hunt doing just that, showing bunt in the first at-bat for Jackson Reed in the state championship. 0-1 count. Here's Upchurch. And he's throwing that gas. And it's fully loaded for strike 2.
See why he's headed to the SEC?
Right you are. Payoff pitch here for Upchurch. Pause. Now the delivery. That one's outside for ball 1. And a good eye right there by Freeman Hunt, the DCIAA Player of the Year. One of 3 captains on this Jackson Reed Ball Club for head coach Robinson Mateo. 1-2 count here. Upchurch. That is outside for ball 2.
Great eye by Hunt right there.
Freeman Hunt played a big part in the championship victory last year, 365 days ago. Upchurch with a beautiful pitch, and he says, get him out of here for the strikeout for the first out by Kay. Freeman Hunt goes down by strikes, and you love the moxie from Miles Upchurch.
Absolutely.
All righty, welcome back on the NFHS Network. 2 innings in the books, no score, but both teams have gotten a hit on the board. It has been a pitching duel between Hayes and Upchurch in this state championship in the last game of the season in the district.
And after 2 innings, both pitchers have 3 strikeouts.
Leading off for the Bulldogs, the catcher, number 14, John Melrose.
So it'll be Melrose, Young, and Lemur batting this half of inning. Hayes back out on the rubber. Gets the pitch from Fox Fernandez, and he throws the curveball, but that one was just a little outside.
If anything, that might have been him telling the batter to back off just a touch.
Hayes steps off the rubber. Sees something he doesn't like, so he'll wait a second or two, and now is back on the rubber. Kicks and delivers. That one is going to be another play. Rosario, and he just can't grab that one. So he made a sensational play earlier. Welcome back on the NFHS Network. Top of the 5th inning. Still no score in the contest. If you're just now joining us, we're live inside the friendly confines of National Youth Baseball Academy inside the nation's capital here. It has been quite the story on the mound as Hayes and Upchurch have been battling back and forth, both of them delivering at the highest level here in the final game of the season. Not a lot of hits in this one, but a lot of strikeouts. Something you love to see if you're a fan of pitching. But to put it into perspective how crazy this score is for Jackson Reed, in the last 6 games, they have amassed 74 runs. No, that's not an error. That's not a typo. 74 runs for Jackson Reed in the last 6 games. So to be held scoreless in this one, tensions are high.
First off, that is insane. There are high school football teams that won't score that many points in a month, let alone baseball teams.
Hayes' first pitch is lined to first base, and he calls off the pitcher, and he says, no thanks, I got it. You love to see that right there from the first baseman, Hobson, for out number 1.
And up next is Melrose, who was able to get on base his first time up.
The catcher, number 14, John Melrose.
So Melrose, Young, and Ann would be the next 3 batters if they're able to get a base hit here. First pitch from Hayes, and that is just simply beautiful. I mean, there's nothing you can do when you can change speeds and have location like that. I mean, you're definitely a problem on the mound. Hayes with a beautiful outside pitch right there. You can see him talking to himself. He's got the confidence back up there with an 0-2 count here.
Listen, he might not have the publicity of Upchurch, but he's showing he is just as good a pitcher at the high school level.
And just like that, the catcher lines one past Hayes for a base hit, a much-needed hit for St. Albans.
And Melrose is the most successful hitter today. He and Lomas both 2 for 2.
You love to see that here as head coach R.J. Johnson now coming out to home plate. This is Ann back up to bat. And lines one into center. That's going to be another hit for St. Albans.
He'll be 2 for 3 on the afternoon now.
So St. Albans with a much-needed hit right there. And gets on. And now here comes Minjak. Maybe for his final time of the day if this one ends in the regular innings. Hayes looks at first. And Minjak hits this one deep to center. And it's going to be an out. Perfectly played. But you just got the feeling right there from Skelly that one could have had some distance.
Yeah. And we've got the man of the hour. Got out of a pickle at the bottom of the last inning. Upchurch to bat.
Miles Upchurch now with 1 out, runner on first in the top of the 6th inning right there. If he can do anything what we just saw Minjak do, that one could leave the yard. Swing and a miss. He got him on the outside corner with the off-speed pitch right there. Beautiful pitch by Hayes.
And things get really intense when these two pitchers face off against each other.
Pitcher versus pitcher in this one right here. Hayes looks back at first. Gets the sign from Fox Fernandez. He delivers. And that one's just going to be a little bit low and even the count at 1 apiece. Hayes hits. Upchurch hits this one deep. And that one's out of here. Miles Upchurch kisses that one goodbye. A 2-run bomb from Miles Upchurch. And he's ended the scoring drought here deep in this one. Are you serious?
And that'll be his 3rd home run on the season, and it couldn't have come at a better time.
Upchurch with a blast. 2-0. Oh my goodness. That pitch again outside, trying to get to that corner, so we can see the recipe here.
I like the idea of trying to get the batters to chase it, but it's been so consistent. They're just sitting on it right now.
Good eye right there. Upchurch will look at first. Winds and delivers. That's 5 straight balls, and now Melrose is going to have a word with his pitcher.
And again, with the adrenaline from the last 2 innings, you got to wonder how his nerves are at this moment.
Right you are, and this is eerily similar of how Jackson Reed's last state championship against Murray last year played out. They went down late, ended up coming back and winning, but that is yet to be seen. They're still down 2-0 with a runner on first with a 2-0 count. Here in the bottom of the 6th, Upchurch. Let's see if he's calmed down. Winds and delivers. And that, folks, cannot be placed any better. Beautiful pitch across the plate for a 2-ball, 1-strike count.
I don't think we've talked enough about the job Melrose has done behind the plate.
Swing and a miss, Melrose, and he gets the runner right on cue. Melrose with a laser. Oh my goodness.
And we finally got the double play.
There it is. Oh, that wasn't strike 3, but strike 2. But a beautiful pitch and a beautiful throw from Melrose. That right there, folks, might be the play of the game if the result holds. That pitch is outside now, so 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out here. An absolute missile from Melrose to second, well in time, but now a full count now for Miles Upchurch. And this one is whacked foul, so they'll do it again. Both pitchers have been sensational today, but the infield, the outfield, the catchers have really been dialed in today for both teams.
Hayes was not happy about when that one came.
No, he was not. Full count. Hayes. Right up the middle. Jackson Loomis, a two-hopper, and it's a laser to first. And they'll get out of the inning. We've got one more half inning in the state championship, folks. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back right after this. Ladies and gentlemen, the bottom of the 7th inning in the state championship. It all comes down to this. 2-0. Jackson Reed is down. St. Albans has their ace on the mound in Upchurch. Up to bat this inning will be Skelly, Riddick, and Hunt. And here we go, folks.
And they are rolling with Upchurch.
You got to.
Yeah. And hey, if they end the inning the way they could, 1-2-3, they avoid the reigning DCSSA Baseball Player of the Year, Lomas, who they walked last time he was up at.
Let's see how the senior Upchurch takes this first pitch. First pitch is going to be a ball.
With all the throws he's made, it's impressive. We're still hearing that pop when it hits the mitt.
And this one's going to be lined to center field. First out, 2 more to go until a state championship.
Riddick 0 for 1 with a walk his last at-bat. Oh, no, we have somebody else in at the moment, number 23.
It's going to be Alexander pinch hitting in this one. Jackson Alexander into the box. First pitch, outside corner, and he paints it with a strike.
It's been a while since that one has landed inside that corner.
Upchurch kicks and delivers. That one's outside, and he goes right back to the corner.
It's his favorite spot.
One ball, one strike, one out here in the bottom of the 7th. The last opportunity for Jackson Reed here. That one is foul. And you can see the fans starting to get up on their feet here.
Just 2 outs away from another state championship.
This would be their first state championship since 2023, where they beat Jackson Reed in this exact location. This is going to be foul. Oh, my. They're not calling that one foul. That one, no. That's going to be safe. He's safe.
I am right there with you, Marquez.
They called the other one foul. This one they're going to call fair. Oh, no, he's saying come back. Ump is saying to come back. That's got to be foul. I was going to say for a second, if you call the other one foul, that one has to be foul.
I'm surprised they let them run it out, honestly.
I was going to say, I knew that was not a fair ball. No way, Jose. So they'll do it again now. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out in the bottom of the 7th, down 2-0. Jackson Reed's back-to-back title hopes are in the hands of the batting order in this half inning. Swing and a miss. They're 1 more out away from a state title. Another strikeout.
Number 7.
Number 7 for Miles Upchurch. It all comes down to Freeman Hunt right here, folks. And Jackson Loomis, he waits on as the state championship hopes come right here. First pitch, chopped, foul near the Jackson Reed dugout. And everyone's on their feet now if you are rocking St. Albans blue. Bottom of the 7th. 1 strike, 2 outs. Upchurch. And he paints that one. 1 strike away
Wow.
from a state championship. Miles Upchurch, you gotta think he's throwing the heater.
Absolutely.
Kicks and delivers. And that one's gonna be hit in the right field. Freeman Hunt delivers the tying run at the plate, and it's Jackson Loomis. Oh my goodness, this one isn't over yet, folks. I've got goosebumps.
Me too. So in this situation, do you risk giving them the game-winning run and walking Loomis again?
You can't do that. You cannot do that here. You gotta try and get a ground out, a strikeout, or a pop out here. Jackson Loomis, it's DCSSA Player of the Year versus Player of the Year. Swing and a miss, and he takes a cut at the high cheese for strike 1. Tying run at the plate, Jackson Loomis, the Denison commit, can tie things up with a home run here. Can get a run on the board with a double here, as Rosario waits in the on-deck circle. You hear St. Albans cheering Jackson Loomis. That's a weird one.
Maybe they just want free baseball.
Here's Upchurch. He kicks and delivers. That one's ripped into left field, and now they've got runners on the corners. The lead run is at home. Oh my goodness, Josh. This one ain't over yet with 2 outs.
And this is a ton of pressure for Ethan Rosario. 0 for 3, but he can be the hero if he just puts it in play and gets the first.
And they're gonna have a talk right here. Don't go anywhere, folks. This one's coming down to the wire right here. 1 more out, runners on the corners, and you couldn't have asked for a better storybook ending than right here. Will there be new champs crowned? Will we see back-to-back champs? It all comes down to this at-bat. Wow. The shirts are off, folks.
Yeah. Hey, I am surprised, and this might be showing my age. There's not a single rally cap on the Jackson Reed side. What? Nope. I stand corrected. I see a couple in the dugout.
Let's go. There's one right next to us as well. Here we go.
Now batting for the Tigers, their second baseman, number 7,
Evan Rosario with a base hit can trim the lead to 1 right here. It's a 2-0 deficit. Jackson Reed state championship back-to-back dreams are on the line right here.
Yeah.
Bottom of the 7th. And they've got to go against this heat-throwing senior in Upchurch. First pitch, chopper, oh my.
Wow.
Coach Mateo with no gloves on fields that one, gives it right back to the flamethrower.
You know what? He's going to be feeling that in the morning. I know that for sure.
0-1 count. 2 outs. Runners on the corners. Hunt and Loomis. And Loomis is gone, but they're going to fake just in case to not allow Freeman Hunt to go in from home. That's a smart play right there. Very smart.
So the play's going to be at first.
Exactly. Rosario, 1-1 count, 2 outs. Runners on third and second. The pitch, swing and a miss. Down to their last strike right here. Jackson Reed with Hunt at third, Loomis at second, and an 0 for 3 Rosario at the plate right here. For the state championship. And he's going to take a second right here. He's going to need a second. He's back on the rubber. Kicks and delivers. It's off outside. My goodness. Tensions are rising. 2 balls, 2 strikes,
2 outs and 2 runners on. Deuces are wild, folks.
And if we get in this situation with a walk, it will be the game-winning run at bat.
Here we go. Pitch. Swing and a miss. The state championship is won by the St. Albans Bulldogs. It's over. St. Albans 2, Jackson Reed 0. They avenged the state championship from 2023. They are your new DCSSA state champions. And it's St. Albans Bulldogs.
And it goes without saying, MVP of this DCSSA 2025 baseball tournament, Miles Upchurch in the final. 8 strikeouts, 1 for 3, and adding with a 2-run homer, only runs of the contest.
You cannot say enough about the future Crimson Tide member, Miles Upchurch. He was throwing the heat, and he hit a bomb, and his team wins the DCSSA state championship, knocking off the champs in an absolute thriller, 2-0. And hats off to both teams, hats off to both coaches, and head coach R.J. Johnson. I spoke with him before the contest. He said, we can't let this one slip away, and they did not do that. They are your new 2025 DCSSA state champions. We're going to turn the mic to the PA guy for the presentation of the state finalists and the state champions.
For some reason, my levels are a lot better than
All time. Look at it.
I thought about saying like let's switch that.
What a game, though. Oh, my goodness.
So
That was great.
And I'm making sure I'm getting these clips tomorrow, not like last time where somebody else. But we definitely need the bottom of the second. Let's do all of that.
Yeah. I'm sick to my stomach because I try to remember the home run call and I said Hayes at first, and then